This is Electronic Gaming Monthly, issue 110 from September 1998. As you can see, there's Metal Gear Solid on the cover, which is a really good game. Really good game. Bacon isn't just for breakfast anymore. Tomba. I believe this was a PlayStation 1 game. If this was a little closer to that, you'd be like, what is happening? It looks kind of perverted, especially the pig space. I don't know what's supposed to be happening. Are they falling? I don't know what's going on. Never played this game, but it looks pretty interesting. Bomberman Hero. Explore new worlds, then blow them up. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. I've played it a little bit. I still want to get, like, I'm waiting for Analog to make the N64. Because I have all the games to play, but the quality will look like shit if I play them, so I'm waiting. Turok, The Second Coming, October 1998. That guy on the cover, yep, Fighting Force 64. It's a 3D beat 'em up. I remember playing it a long time ago. I don't remember if it was any good or not, but yeah, it was interesting. 3D beat 'em up. The Fifth Element, based on the movie. I don't know how close it is to the actual movie because I never played the game itself. It's on the PlayStation. I'm just talking about random stuff here. Designing women. No, it isn't a feature about the gun-toting chicks or distressed lasses you find in video games. It's about the women who work on the games. Page 130. And there's 64 previews, PlayStation, all that stuff. Was that RC Racer? Never played it. It looks like an RC game. Could be fun. It's not anything I ever see anywhere. Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Making history. I don't think I played this either. It's on PlayStation. I played the N64 ones, but I don't remember if it was Time to Kill or not. Denim Rigor Mortis. Gonna read this letter of the month because I think, yeah, it was interesting. So what you want? Every day I hear about the big debate over which system is better. Is it the PlayStation or the Nintendo 64? Well, in the video game business today, somehow or another, a 32-bit CD-based system thrives and is dominating its competition. And it isn't the best system out there when you're talking about specs. How is this possible? How can a less superior system be dominating over a 64-bit system? I'll tell you why. Marketing. Sony and its associates took the knowledge they have about marketing and jumped into the video game business and took over. This should be a message to Sega when they introduce their new system. They should just take some pointers from Sony or else their system will fail even before it comes out. But if you consider the history of Sega, the system is already doomed in my opinion. They may have bigger and better system coming out, but will people actually buy it when it finally does come out? The PlayStation and N64 will have taken a firm grip on the market. Why would people go out to buy something that they think is in the back of their minds will fail? So Sega, if you really want to succeed with the Dreamcast, think about what people want, then make logical steps to please them. Don't take this new system and do what you want because what you want isn't necessarily what the people want. It's from Leaky Pipe. And stupid glare from my light. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, so let's see. There's a little monkey for some reason. Tales of Destiny. Namco game on the PlayStation. Looks from the images like it's an RPG, which I'm not a huge fan of. Just talking about random stuff here. Letter art. These guys are pretty talented. I can't draw for shit. War Games DEF CON 1, PlayStation. I don't know what kind of game it is. I see tanks and helicopters. I don't know, looks kind of interesting. Pixelized reality. We're talking about violence in video games once again. Also a debate that keeps coming back. What is your take on video game violence? 12.5%. The government should enforce game ratings. 87.5%. Parents should decide what is appropriate. Which I agree with. Unless they're bad parents. And then no. Let's see here. DBZ. Dead Ball Zone. I always like the image that he can throw it so hard it goes right through the guy's gut, killing him instantly. Because, yeah, all his organs are gone. Look like a, and if you can see that picture right there, getting kicked right in the nuts. Just when you start to get your social life back, we drop the bombshell on you again. Tomb Raider 3, Adventures of Lara Croft. Okay. Some random daydreaming. Don't know what that is about. Zombies ate my neighbors up there in the corner. Oh, up here. Yeah. The 64DD question. 64DD changes from game delivery to enhancement. Nintendo's position in Japan will get a boost when Pocket Monsters Stadium and Zelda are released, but when talking about the Japanese N64 market, it's hard to ignore the 64DD, which currently looks as if it's being transformed from a game delivery medium to an enhancement peripheral. The same thing could happen in the United States. Examples are adding up games that were originally DD only being fitted to be cart and DD combos. Conversely, cartridge games are getting DD add-on discs or upgrades. Take, for example, F-Zero X, which features a randomized track generator option and makes new tracks each time you play. When the DD Course Editor upgrade is released, you'll be able to edit and store these tracks to discs. EA Square's Simcopter 64, which never came out here. Will be released in Japan on September 25th. The game works in conjunction with Nintendo's HAL SimCity 64 on the DD, allowing you to fly through cities that you built. Pocket Monsters Stadium has 33 of the 151 Pokemon from the Game Boy version. It's expected when the DD comes out, a disc will be released which will have the rest. Mother 3, once thought to be a DD only title, will likely come out as a cart and DD. The reason is that the DD can be used for the game's engine and the cart can be used for the game's engine and the DD for loading extra data when necessary. This speeds up the game, making any loading time negligible. Finally, the Zelda 64 DD upgrade will be used for a second quest. Allowing gamers to go back into the game and get a lot more out of it. Miyamoto told Japanese magazine The 64 Dream that once the cartridge Zelda is complete, his team will divide into two. One to work on Zelda DD, the other on a new yet unknown game using the Zelda engine. Even with all this, there are still games that will be 64 DD only. Mario Artist, SimCity 64, and Cabbage. What the fuck is Cabbage? Miyamoto's Virtual Pet project. And reportedly more than 10 from the Nintendo-sponsored company Marigold. Miyamoto also recently revealed to Kid News, a Chicago Tribune's weekly kids section, that a sequel to Mario 64 is in the works. The game will be released when we feel it completely finished and offers new and challenging gameplay experiences. The rough timing in between the end of this year and summer 1999. It's been reported that Miyamoto started work on it some time ago, but left it midway through to complete Zelda. It's also been recently revealed that the teams responsible for 1080 Snowboarding and Yoshi's Story are already hard at work on new games. Alright, that's kind of cute, which still never came out here, except for, the demo model that I saw on Metal Jesus Rocks. Top 20 games. Let's see here. 1080 Snowboarding was good. Kobe Bryant I didn't really like. GoldenEye 007 was really good. Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball was okay. Yoshi's Story, never really played it. Mario 64 is a classic. Mario Kart's a classic. Rampage is a better version. WCW versus NWO World Tour. Really good game. Twisted Metal. I really enjoy those games. Tomb Raider. First one was cool. I used to commit suicide by breaking your neck, which was fun. Thunder Force 5 Project System. So shoot 'em up, I believe. Never played it. Elemental Gearbolt. Okay, it's a RPG shooting hybrid. Okay, never played it. Spyro Mania. Never played the Spyro games, but I've been looking for them, just haven't found them. Vigilante 8 was a good Twisted Metal like clone or tribute. I really enjoy those games. Wipeout 64, really fast game. Double Dice, no idea what kind of game it is. Madden NFL 99. That image looks familiar. Heart of Darkness, is that what it's called? Yep, Heart of Darkness. PS1 game, I believe, or was it Dreamcast? No, yeah, it was PlayStation. Yeah, it just looked really good. The graphics look really good and look like a fun game. Just never find it anywhere. GT64, a racing game. Oh, you could buy some CDs, BMG Music Service. I wonder if they're still around. Except you get like 100 CDs for a penny. Bomberman Hero. Played it a little bit. It's pretty cool. Deadly Arts fighting game. I think I played it for a little bit. Wasn't that great. F1 World Grand Prix. Fun little game. It's a sim. Racing sim. Wild Country Club. Never really played it. The golf game. Iggy's Wrecking Balls. Never played it. I own all these 64 games, but I just never played it. Top Gear Overdrive. Fun racing game. Twisted Edge Snowboarding. Winback I enjoyed. Jet Force Gemini I bought, I remember. And then for some reason I didn't like it, and then I brought it back. Survivor Day 1. This is a game that never came out here. I don't know if it was released in Japan or not. But it says, Konami is promising a milestone in gaming excellence with the Q4 release of Survivor, featuring solid mesh character skins, no joins on the textures, and real vertex lighting. It should be a graphical tour de force. Expect Fade to Black-esque 3D action. Yeah, I don't know if that ever came out. I don't think it did. NFL Blitz, these games are fun. No refs, no rules, no mercy. Parasite Eve, horror game that I never actually got to play. It always looked kind of interesting, just basically like an RPG though, I think. That's why, probably one of the reasons I never played it. But I do like the imagery. The guy lost his eye, or it's just cussing. Colony Wars Vengeance. I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever played it. Circuit Breakers, this I've never heard of or played. Looks like a racing game. Is it an RC racing game? No, possibly. Another ad for Parasite Eve. Looks pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not a big RPG guy. Wild 9. Don't think I ever played it, but it looked interesting. Command and Conquer. I think I played a little bit of this on PC at a internet cafe fucking long time ago. I don't even know why I was playing that game. I'm not, like, I never played any other games since. So, ODT, don't know what that stands for, but it looks pretty interesting. Freaking Jersey Devils, a freaking dickhead. Look at this, he stole everything. Why didn't he steal the pedals though? He forgot the fucking pedals. You could use those for other bikes. How dare you? Son of a bitch. I think I have this game. Just haven't got around to play it yet. Duke Nukem Time to Kill. That's cool. Alien Resurrection. That kind of looks like the graphics from, what's that handheld? The black and white, I can't remember what that was called. Medieval, they remade this a couple years ago, I think. Never played the original or that. It looked pretty fun. Scars racing game, I remember that, 64. It's also on PlayStation. Heart of Darkness, like I said, it looked interesting. There's puzzles. The graphics just look really good and just look interesting to me. 100% pure whoop ass. 10 ounce grade A. What is that? NFL Extreme. NFL Extreme. Sure it's not as good as, the other specific game that's like football, but dangerous football. Thrill Kill. I remember all the ads for this game, and it never officially came out. I think somebody leaked it like years later. But yeah, I always wanted to play it. I should just download the ROM. I think it's on, you can find it online. This is pretty cool, because Tecmo's Deception, one of my favorite PlayStation games. Remember when my brother rented it, and I was watching him play, and the graphics just looked like crap, and it didn't look like fun. And then he actually let me play it, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't know there was a second one, and I believe there's even a third one. I think I saw the third one at a convention a couple years ago, but it was pretty expensive. So, yeah, come on in, stay a while. Mind if I cut your head off? Kagero's Deception. I don't know why they just didn't call it Tecmo's Deception 2, but whatever. Diabolical Adventures of Tobu. No idea what this is. Kind of looks like Panzer Dragoon or like Star Fox from these images anyway. Roscoe McQueen. I don't know if that's a real game, if it actually came out. Doesn't ring a bell at all. But there are games I've never heard of. I don't know every game. Nobody does, really. Tenchu, Stealth Assassins, Vermin. Never heard of that one either. Dead in the Water. Nope, never heard of that one either. Jesus. Another bunch of racing games. That racing wheel. I don't know, looks like it might control well. Never actually used the controller. Never seen one in person. And if I did, I'd probably pick one if it was cheap enough. If it was cheap enough. Travel on electric impulses, ride the surging currents past cavernous tombs and into urban war zones, and pray you don't run out of adrenaline. You've been warned. Tomb Raider 3, Ninja, Omicron, and Fighting Force 64. Alright, that's cool. Deadball Zone. Like I said, looked pretty interesting. One of my favorite wrestling games of all time. They're just really good games. Revenge, I think, is it that or WrestleMania 2000? My favorite. Can't remember. Right now I'm getting the two screwed up in my head. But they're both really good games. If you own the 64, you have to own those games. It's mandatory. Go out and buy them. Don't be a cheap bastard. It's ready. Are you... was that seat that you sat on? And it vibrates your ass? I don't remember. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know how good it would be to actually play it like that. Activision Classics. I have that on the PlayStation 2, I think. NFL Blitz. These games are coming out soon. Knife Edge, Charlie Blast, Shadowgate. Okay. Top Gunner, Star whatever, StarCon, Spice World. Alrighty then. Wild 9. I think I've seen... Do I own this? I can't remember right now. But yeah, by the packaging it looked pretty interesting. Sega Saturn Preview, Dracula X, Nocturne of the Moonlight. Never played it. I'm pretty sure if it is out, it's super expensive. What is that? Karsia. It's RPG Sim. Never heard of it. by Atlas, so it's probably good. Probably good. Arcade previews, Gauntlet Legends, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Daytona 2. Is it real or is it Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowling? It's probably Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowling. Mega Man Legends. Never played this. I played the Mega Man 64 a little bit and it was okay. It was okay. Thrill Kill. See, all the ads that they had for Thrill Kill, and then it never actually came out. Which, you know, kind of sucks. Like I said, I wanted to play it just because of how gory it was and how violent it was. But yeah, look at that. The graphics look like crap, but it still looked like it was pretty interesting. What was this? Twisted Metal. No, not Twisted Metal. What am I talking about? Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, really good game. Really good game. Everybody should own it if you have a PlayStation. Yeah, I can't really say much that nobody hasn't heard because that's a really good game. Earthworm Jim 3D. This is not a good game, from what I remember. I was never really a big fan of Earthworm Jim, but I think it got worse in 3D. That's pretty cool. All the Metal Gear Solid characters. There's new characters. Yeah. Oh, I remember that boss. Yeah. The Evolution of Snake, Solid Snake. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Brings back memories. Talking about all the different games from Solid Snake. 1,000 miles per hour. You would probably die. And more about again Predators right there. What is this? Oh, they lost their tops. What was that? Turbo Prop Racing. It looks like what's that game on the 64? I can't remember it right now. You know what I'm talking about. History of Metal Gear on the MSX, Metal Gear 2 on the MSX, then Metal Gear on NES, then Snake's Revenge on NES. I never played any of these. I think I own Snake's Revenge. I just haven't got around to play it. Ninja, Shadow of Darkness, send chills down their freshly exposed vertebrae. Okay, if you say so. Hurry up and die so I can play it. It's a nice image with a Nintendo 64 controller. So these are the women that make the games. So Lindley Storm, she made Pitfall, or she was involved in Pitfall. Carla Meninsky, Dodgem, Warlords, Star Raiders, Roadgrass 3D. Also Joanna Alexander. Sherry McKenna, Abe's Exodus, Abe's Odyssey, Munch's Odyssey, Amy Hennig, Blood Omen, Legacy of Cain, Legacy of Cain Soul Reaver, cool. NFL Quarterback Club, was never a really big fan. Sandy Geary, she worked on Warhawk, Twisted Metal 2, Jet Moto, Critical Depth, Jet Moto 2, Outward, never heard of, Rogue Trip, Streak, Mike Umage, I don't know if that's how you say it, Decathlete, Gunblade New York, Lost World, Jurassic Park, Winter Heat, never heard of it, Rila Yagi, Just the Facts, talking about more whatever, Gex 64, Enter the Gecko, oh, cool little mascot, Game Boy camera. Never owned one. I've seen one. I've played with one. Kind of cool. You could take pictures with it. If I had one, that's what I would do. I would just take pictures and just upload them in random places. That Eidos. It's probably, what do you call it? Banjo-Kazooie. Look at the scores. 9.5s, 9. I don't know. I didn't really like it all that much. I think it was just annoying, the voice. But yeah, Flying Dragon. Never played Iggy, like I said. But Flying Dragon gets pretty low scores, but that means nothing, because people don't like all the same games. International Superstar Soccer 98 gets good scores. Virtual Chess, eh. See the Contra Adventure on PlayStation. Gets pretty damn low ratings for a Contra game. Crime Killer. Kartia, pretty good ratings. Pocket Fighter, Turbo Prop Racing. It was Hydro Thunder. That's what I was thinking of. Hydro Thunder. I guess that's like that. I don't know if this is good. By ratings, I can't really tell because I don't know what the other one got. War Games DEFCON 1. Warzone. Wasn't a big fan of that game. I like the Creator Wrestler, I think it was. But the gameplay couldn't match WCW, NWO, or Revenge, or WrestleMania 2000. It just couldn't. Vigilante 8. Fun games. Tricks. Hot Shots Golf. Road Rash 3D. Vigilante 8. Mortal Kombat 4. Panzer Dragoon Saga. There's Hidden Rooms. Hidden Rooms. That's an expensive game. Probably never have it. Jersey Devil. Easy One-Up Loop. All-Star Baseball. Oversized and paper-on players is cool. Just random technology, so you could record game footage back then, which is a lot easier now. But yeah. Let's see. Dreamcast controller. We wish the Dreamcast controller had at least 2 more buttons. My main problem with the Dreamcast controller is that the wire came out here, which made no sense. No sense whatsoever. Every other console that I could think of all had the wire in the regular place. But whatever. Still a good controller. More Twisted Metal and other random games. Thunderbolt Force 5. Bart plus 007 equals Kermit. Or minus Kermit equals Gex. Okay. Random video game prices. Don't want to look at that because it's depressing. A bunch of cheat devices. PlayStation Cheat Factory. Never saw any of these. And then Game Shark. And there's no way all that powder came off that powder donut. No way in hell. But yeah. And if Panzer Dragoon, for those who can't find Panzer Dragoon Saga, you just cut out this image and you could use it as a mask. I wonder how many people actually did this, and how many, if people did use it, how many like magazines are like damaged and missing that friggin' picture. Yeah. So Electronic Gaming Monthly. Anyway, so till next time. That'll do, pig. That'll do.